Photography is an integral part of modern life. It's almost impossible to imagine life without it, as photos allow us not only to preserve important moments, but also to virtually immerse ourselves in the center of various events without leaving home. In this video, I've prepared a selection of interesting photographs, each with its own unique story. Enjoy watching. In 2023, a resident of Scarsdale, a town in New York State, went out as usual to work in his garden. However, as soon as the man started trimming a bush, he discovered a hidden surveillance camera, which he had no idea was there. Interestingly, the camera was carefully camouflaged with leaves. The homeowner was disturbed by this discovery and decided to report it to the police. When the officers arrived, they confirmed that the device was connected to an unknown network. This meant that whoever had installed the camera had the ability to monitor the property remotely. Such actions are illegal, so the police had to investigate who had installed the hidden camera. It could have been burglars or other criminals who wanted to monitor the homeowner's presence and absence. Interestingly, after this incident, several more reports of hidden cameras on private properties were filed. The victims were not only residents of Scarsdale, but also people in other towns in New York State. Fortunately, no criminal actions against these homeowners were recorded, so it's possible that this was merely a prank, but the purpose of it remains a mystery. The Naga fireballs are a unique phenomenon that can only be observed once a year on the Mekong River, which separates Thailand and Laos. During this event, glowing red balls rise from the river's depths, ascend to a height of up to 20 meters, and then gradually disappear. Typically, this phenomenon occurs at night in October, on the eve of the Pavarana festival. Thousands of tourists flock to this location to witness this extraordinary natural display. Although the Naga fireballs have been known for a long time, scientists are still unable to explain their cause. Several theories exist. One hypothesis suggests that the glowing balls are formed by fermentation of sediment in the river, which ignites under specific weather conditions. However, this theory has some inconsistencies. First, the fireballs are only observed in a specific 250-kilometer section of the river, with the highest concentration occurring at the site of the Bangphai Phaya festival. Second, it's difficult to believe that gas would only form in October and exclusively at night. Local residents offer a different explanation. They believe that a creature called Phaya Naga lives in the river and creates the fireballs. According to this belief, the creature sleeps on the riverbed throughout the year and awakens before the Pavarana festival to pay homage to the higher gods. Locals also consider the Naga fireballs a sacred event. A vibrant festival is held in Nong Khai and surrounding villages in honor of this phenomenon. The Mothman is a mysterious creature that has been periodically sighted by residents of the United States. It is described as a monster with a human-like body covered in grayish fur and large wings resembling those of a bat or a giant moth. Witnesses claim the creature stands at an imposing height of around 220 centimeters, 7 feet 2 inches. The story of this monster began on the night of November 15, 1966. On that night, two couples, the Scarberrys and the Mallets, were driving home. As they passed by an abandoned munitions plant near Point Pleasant, West Virginia, they noticed two red lights in the skies. At that moment, a monster with giant wings appeared before them. Having never seen anything like it, the couples fled the area as quickly as possible. They reported the incident to the police, but the local sheriff dismissed their story. While it could have been a fabrication, other people began reporting sightings of the same creature in the months that followed. One of the most tragic encounters with the Mothman occurred on January 11, 1967. On that day, the creature was seen flying over the Silver Bridge, which later collapsed, killing 46 people. For a long time, the Mothman was considered a figure of legend. However, in the 2000s, a driver passing near Point Pleasant managed to capture the creature on camera. The photo was taken at night, but it clearly shows a winged figure with glowing red eyes. Thanks to this photo, the existence of the Mothman became harder to dismiss. However, skeptics still argue that the photo is fake and deny the reality of this mysterious creature. I think many of you remember Chucky, the main character from the horror movie of the same name. This doll is the true embodiment of evil. Its creepy appearance, with red hair, a menacing smile, and a knife in hand, can instill fear in anyone. Now imagine encountering this doll in real life while walking through a city at night. That's exactly what happened in 2023 to the residents of Monclova, Mexico. While under the influence of drugs, a local resident named Carlos decided to play a prank on passersby. He grabbed a doll that looked exactly like Chucky and went out into the streets. There, he approached strangers, threatened them in the name of the doll, and demanded money. Some people realized it was a joke and even gave the man small sums of money. However, many perceived his behavior as a real threat and called the police. The officers who arrived at the scene arrested Carlos and, along with him, his doll. Carlos was charged with disturbing public order and creating a threat to citizens. As for the doll, a formal arrest procedure was carried out. Chucky was handcuffed and photos of the doll in custody were taken at the police station. However, after the pictures surfaced in the press showing an officer holding the arrested Chucky against the wall, the woman who took the photos was reprimanded for not taking her job seriously. This amusing incident made headlines worldwide, and it's no wonder. Arresting toys is a rare occurrence. On October 7, 2015, thousands of residents in Foshan, China, witnessed a unique event that remains a subject of debate to this day. On that day, people saw what appeared to be a floating city with numerous skyscrapers forming in the sky. The phenomenon lasted only a few minutes before disappearing, but it was enough to leave the witnesses in awe. Footage of the event appeared on social media the same evening and quickly garnered millions of views. Users were baffled by the sight of a real city in the sky and began proposing various theories. One explanation for the phenomenon is the Fata Morgana effect, a complex and rare type of mirage caused by atmospheric temperature differences, light refraction, and distortion. During this phenomenon, people can see various shapes or even entire cities located beyond the horizon. In simple terms, Fata Morgana allows objects that are too far away to be visible to appear as a projection on the horizon. This explanation is the most logical and plausible. However, many witnesses and internet users, despite the scientific reasoning, developed conspiracy theories. Some speculated that the floating city might be a secret experiment aimed at controlling the weather or creating artificial natural disasters. They suggested the city was projected as part of a test for such technologies. Unfortunately, the true cause of the floating city remains unknown. This photo was taken in 1943. It shows a crowd of people standing on the street, making it difficult at first to notice anything unusual. However, if you focus on the man in a light-colored coat standing near the center of the image, you'll see that he is holding an object to his ear. Upon closer inspection, it becomes clear that the object looks very much like a small mobile phone, and the man appears to be talking on it. Now consider the fact that this photo was taken during World War II. At that time, people had no concept of mobile communication. In fact, the first mobile phones weren't introduced until 1973, and they were quite bulky. Yet, in this image, the man is holding a very small object. This photograph has sparked widespread discussion. Most people believe that the man is indeed using a mobile phone. If that's true, it would mean that he is a real-time traveler from the future. In these frames, you can see a painting titled Madonna with Saint Giovannino, created by the Italian artist Domenico Ghirlandaio in the 15th century. Today, this masterpiece is housed in the Palazzo Vecchio Museum. This painting has become a popular topic of debate and discussion on the internet due to one small detail. At first glance, the painting appears perfectly normal. It depicts the Virgin Mary seated beside the infant Jesus and Saint John. However, upon closer inspection, you'll notice something peculiar in the background. In the distance, a man with a dog is standing on a hill. Both the man and the doll are looking up at the sky, seemingly shocked by what they see. A strange, glowing, oval-shaped object. Conspiracy theorists believe that the artist depicted a flying saucer in the painting. This conclusion is not unfounded, as the object emits mysterious light and has a peculiar disc-like shape. Art experts have been unable to provide a definitive explanation for this detail. However, most believe the artist intended to depict a shining star or a cloud from which an angel would appear. Ufologists, on the other hand, maintain that the painting shows a spacecraft, suggesting extraterrestrials were observing Mary, Jesus, and John. As you can see, this masterpiece is surrounded by a great deal of controversy, making Madonna with Saint Giovannino one of the most mysterious works of medieval art. Some historical paintings raise a lot of questions, and one of them is titled Portrait of Frederik Sluiskin. This artwork was created in 1652 by Dutch artist Ferdinand Bol. For many years, it didn't draw much attention, but modern viewers have spotted a peculiar detail. The painting depicts a boy, the son of a wine merchant, and the artist's nephew, Frederik Sluiskin. The blonde-haired child is dressed in an expensive blouse and suit, and on his feet are unusual shoes. These shoes look nothing like 17th century footwear and closely resemble a prototype of modern sneakers. What's even more surprising is that these black shoes appear to have the logo of the Nike sports brand. It's worth noting that Nike was founded in 1964, so how could Frederik, who lived in the 17th century, possibly be wearing shoes from this brand? The first to notice this curious detail were visitors to an exhibition at the National Gallery in London. News about the painting quickly spread on social media, with users speculating about the mystery of the boy's footwear. Unfortunately, opinions are divided. Some see nothing unusual, while others believe Frederik was a time traveler. Thus, the mystery of this painting remains unsolved. Police sniffer dogs sometimes uncover things that even law enforcement doesn't expect. That's exactly what happened in 2017 in the Italian city of Scandici. During a routine passenger inspection at a bus stop, a Labrador named Elio started barking loudly, pointing the handlers to two seemingly ordinary suitcases belonging to a young woman from China. Elio, a seasoned tracker, had helped police find illegal substances many times before, so they were confident the suitcases contained drugs. However, upon inspecting the woman's luggage, they found something entirely different. It turned out the two suitcases on a bus bound for Sicily were completely stuffed with money. Inside, the officers found banknotes in denominations of 50, 20, and 10 euros. In total, there was over 1.5 million euros in the two suitcases. The suitcases were confiscated, and the woman was taken to the police station. During questioning, she initially claimed she didn't know where the money had come from. Later, however, she admitted she was attempting to transport the funds across the country. Ultimately, the Florence prosecutor's office opened a case for money laundering and the acquisition of property obtained through criminal means. This photo shows Joaquin Archivaldo Guzman Loera, better known as El Chapo or Shorty. From 1974 to 2019, he was the head of the Sinaloa Cartel, a major Mexican drug trafficking organization. In addition to drug trafficking, he was involved in thefts, kidnappings, and murders. El Chapo was first arrested in 1993, but that didn't put an end to his criminal activities. Even in prison, he continued to run the Sinaloa cartel. Since Mexico has been in constant battle against drug trafficking, cartel leaders had to find innovative ways to carry out their illegal businesses. One of El Chapo's most famous innovations was the construction of secret tunnels, which allowed for the rapid transport of drugs into the United States. These tunnels were engineering marvels, equipped with rail systems, drainage, ventilation, and even elevators. Because El Chapo had been successfully smuggling drugs through these tunnels, he came up with a genius plan to escape prison. His associates built a special tunnel for him. On July 11, 2015, El Chapo managed to escape from the high-security Altiplano prison. This incident became one of the most high-profile and discussed topics in Mexican and international news. His escape was made possible by the expertly designed tunnel, dug 20 meters deep and stretching 1.5 kilometers. The tunnel was about 2 meters high and 80 centimeters wide, and it led to the basement of an unfinished barn, where the criminal made his escape. Despite his successful escape, El Chapo was recaptured and extradited to the United States in 2017. In 2024, the Perseverance rover captured several images of the Martian surface, one of which featured an astonishing rock formation. Its shape strikingly resembled a human face, with discernible features like a nose, mouth, chin, and brow ridge. Interestingly, this isn't the first rock resembling a human head. The most famous of such discoveries is the so-called Face on Mars, a weathered hill first photographed by NASA's Viking 1 spacecraft on July 25, 1970. That image became a sensation, and to this day, some ufologists still believe the hill is an actual sculpture. The hypothesis that the face on Mars is artificial wasn't baseless. The rock formation, roughly 3 kilometers in size, truly resembles a sculpture of a humanoid head. Many found it hard to believe that nature could create such a masterpiece. However, astronauts and scientists strongly oppose the ufologists' claims, arguing that the hill is naturally formed and the resemblance to a face is merely an effect of lighting and the low resolution of the Viking 1 cameras. In 2001, NASA's Mars Global Surveyor orbiter finally dispelled doubts about the mysterious object by providing higher resolution images of the face on Mars. These images clearly showed that it is indeed a weathered hill. Still, even the new photos did not convince ufologists, who continue to believe the Martian formation was created by extraterrestrials and is evidence of life on the red planet. The Stanley Hotel, located in Estes Park, was built in 1909 by the Stanley couple. For many years, eerie rumors have surrounded this place. Guests and staff report that the hotel is haunted. Even the official hotel website claims that at night you can hear Flora's antique piano playing on its own, and Mr. Stanley is sometimes spotted in the billiard room where he used to spend much of his free time. These stories were long considered fictional, but after a photograph surfaced online showing what appears to be the hotel's ghost, people started to change their minds. The photo was taken by Henry Yao, the Director of Public Relations and Promotions at the Houston Children's Museum. During his visit to the Stanley Hotel, Yao simply took a picture of the hotel's grand staircase, unaware that he would accidentally capture a ghost. When Yao reviewed his photos, he noticed something shocking: a mysterious figure resembling a ghost on the upper landing of the staircase, on the left side of the image. Yao insists that no one was on the stairs when he took the photo, so he is convinced it's a spirit. The image quickly went viral, attracting countless views. Following this, tourists from all over the world began visiting the Stanley Hotel, hoping to catch a glimpse of the spirit of the hotel's owner or his wife. This photograph was taken back in 1903, yet its mystery remains unsolved. When the image was digitized and shared online, users began debating what exactly was unusual about it. The photo shows a crowd of people, and in the sky, there is a strange, large round object resembling a gas cloud, or perhaps even a black hole. No historical records of such an event have been found, leading some to suggest the object might be a spot or damage that appeared after the photo was developed. However, users noted that the people in the photo are all looking up at the sky, as if they were indeed observing some mysterious phenomenon. Sadly, the photographer remains unknown, and most importantly, the location of the original photograph is also unclear. Without it, solving the mystery of what this object was is impossible. The Hessdalen Valley in Norway, stretching 15 kilometers, is not only known for its picturesque landscapes, but also for a unique phenomenon called the Hessdalen Lights. To this day, the mystery behind this anomaly remains unsolved. The phenomenon first came to public attention in the early 1980s, when locals and tourists began noticing colorful lights appearing in various parts of the valley. These lights seemed to appear out of nowhere and disappeared without a trace. The phenomenon drew the attention of both scientists and ufologists. Initial investigations were carried out by ufologists. They found that the nature of the phenomenon remained elusive, as their instruments either malfunctioned or failed to record the lights. Surprisingly, during one of their studies, some of the lights appeared to react to a laser pointed at them, as if blinking in response. Unlike the ufologists, scientists managed to gather some information about the light's origins, which allowed them to propose several theories. Researchers noted that during the appearance of the lights, the valley experienced increased electromagnetic radiation and, occasionally, elevated levels of radioactivity. Additionally, the lights were most often observed during winter magnetic storms. One of the most plausible theories suggests that the unique geography of the Hessdalen Valley contributes to the formation of the lights. A river runs through the valley, with its left bank consisting of copper-rich rocks and its right bank containing high levels of zinc. The river itself is rich in sulfuric acids. This combination may create clusters of cold plasma, forming the mysterious lights. This hypothesis requires further evidence, which scientists are currently working to gather. A specialized research station has been established in the valley, where experts continue to study this enigmatic phenomenon. Some photographs, despite being taken long ago, continue to spark debates. their mysteries remaining unsolved. One such photo is known as the Solway Firth spaceman. The story of this mysterious image began on May 23, 1964, when firefighter Jim Templeton and his family went on an outing to the picturesque Burgh Marsh near the Solway Firth on the border of England and Scotland. Being an avid photographer, Jim brought along his Zeiss Contax camera to capture photos of his wife and daughter against the scenic backdrop. Jim took many photos, all of which turned out beautifully. However, one of them shocked him and later the entire public. In this photo, behind Jim's daughter, a strange silhouette can be seen, distinctly resembling a spaceman. The photo became the subject of extensive debates. Experts examined it repeatedly, each time confirming its authenticity. Yet people struggled to comprehend how a real spaceman could have appeared in the shot. Some experts suggested that Jim had accidentally captured his wife along with his daughter due to an incorrect exposure. However, Jim firmly stated that his wife had been standing beside him during the shot and had not approached their daughter, making it impossible for her to be in the frame. Unfortunately, despite numerous examinations, no one has been able to determine who or what was behind the little girl. The identity of this enigmatic spaceman remains unidentified to this day. This photograph was taken back in 1900 and features 15 women working at a linen factory in Belfast, Northern Ireland. For a long time, the photo was considered ordinary, with nothing unusual about it. However, when it was digitized and published online in 2016, some users noticed a strange detail. Take a close look at the girl in the second row. First from the right, on her shoulder, you can see what appears to be a hand. You might think it belongs to one of her colleagues, but all the other girls have their hands folded. The mystery of whose hand rests on the girl's shoulder has sparked numerous theories and debates. Some suggested it was simply a defect in the film or a play of light, but upon closer examination, this theory falls apart. The hand looks far too realistic. Additionally, the fact that all the girls are posed in the same way rules out the possibility that the hand belongs to any of them. The only explanation for the mysterious hand seems to be that it belongs to a ghost. While skeptics insist otherwise, they have been unable to prove their point. To this day, experts have not solved the mystery behind this photograph. In December 1924, the tanker Watertown departed from California to New Orleans via the Panama Canal. Two crew members, James Courtney and Michael Meehan, were tasked with cleaning the cargo hold. Unfortunately, a kerosene leak occurred in the hold, and both men succumbed to the toxic fumes. The remaining crew decided to stop at the nearest shore to bid farewell to the deceased. Following maritime tradition, the two men's bodies were buried at sea. The ship continued its journey, but the next morning, a crew member noticed strange shapes in the waves. They appeared to be the faces of the deceased sailors. Shocked, he reported the sighting to the tanker's captain, Keith Tracy. Tracy decided to see for himself and also witnessed the faces of the lost sailors in the water. Soon, the entire crew observed the eerie phenomenon. Strangely, the faces seemed to follow the ship, and the crew continued to see them the next day. Captain Tracy, understanding that no one would believe the story, decided to photograph the ghostly projections of the sailors' faces. One of the photos turned out very clear, showing distinct male faces in the waves. This photograph remains a mystery to this day. Experts have examined it and confirmed its authenticity. However, no one has been able to explain the phenomenon. Some speculate it was an illusion or a play of light, while others believe the sailors' spirits were following the ship, trying to return home. The Black Knight is one of the most enigmatic and mystical legends in human history, as its existence remains unproven. It is believed that this object is an artificial satellite sent into orbit around Earth by aliens more than 13,000 years ago. Even Nikola Tesla reported detecting strange signals coming from Earth's orbit, speculating that they could be from an extraterrestrial object. In 1963, Tesla's theory gained traction when American astronaut Gordon Cooper, aboard the Mercury 9 spacecraft, spotted an unidentified object with green lights orbiting Earth. Since then, numerous sightings of the Black Knight have been reported. In 1998, during the STS-88 mission of the Endeavour shuttle, photos were taken of an object presumed to be the artificial satellite. These photos became a sensation as many believed they finally proved the existence of the Black Knight. However, the excitement didn't last long. Former NASA employee James Oberg explained that the photographs actually showed a thermal blanket accidentally lost by astronaut Jerry Ross during a spacewalk. The blanket remained on the exterior of the ISS Unity module. Despite this explanation, the Black Knight satellite continues to be one of the greatest mysteries of space exploration. Many people still firmly believe in its existence, although it has yet to be conclusively proven. This photo, taken in the 1950s, remains one of the most mysterious and chilling images to this day. The photograph was taken by the head of the Cooper family during their housewarming celebration. It shows the Cooper family seated at a table. However, in addition to the family, the photo also captures a strange figure resembling a human body hanging upside down. This eerie detail makes the image deeply unsettling to look at. In interviews, the Cooper family claimed they noticed nothing unusual at the time of the photo. They were enjoying themselves, dining, and posing for the camera, but when the photos were developed, they spotted the dark, hanging figure, which shocked them as much as it did the public. There are several theories about the origin of this figure. One suggests the mysterious silhouette appeared due to multiple exposure on the film, where one frame was accidentally captured over another. Supporting this theory is the fact that there is also a dark spot near the feet of one of the boys in the photo, a spot that shouldn't be there. This spot, like the hanging figure, could have resulted from a photographic error or intentional manipulation of the film. However, the Cooper family denied this theory, leaving the mystery of the hanging figure unsolved. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your engagement is the best reward for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.